A new book is out focusing on the now famous family, the Sacklers, who founded Purdue Pharma, made a fortune, and gave generously to museums and universities.
But now their name is forever tied to the painkiller OxyContin. NBC's senior national correspondent Kate Snow has more. And Kate, there's a lot in this book.
Yeah, Savannah, there sure is. Author Patrick Radden Keefe, a staff writer for The New Yorker, says that over 2 years he spoke with more than 200 people, combed through tens of thousands of documents, some of them never seen before. He told me he wanted to pull the curtain back on the secrets of one of America's wealthiest families. He tells the story of 3 brothers from Brooklyn, the eldest Arthur and his little brothers Mortimer and Raymond. After Arthur passed away, it was the younger brothers and their descendants who made billions off Purdue Pharma's blockbuster painkiller OxyContin.
The new book, Empire of Pain, paints a stark picture of the Sackler family, owners of Purdue Pharma, their wealth, privilege, and access to power, according to the author, helping them, even now, escape serious accountability.
You write about one member of the family saying, I'm short on cash. I might need $10 million to get me through. That's normal in their universe.
Right. This is Mortimer Sackler Jr. He had a point where I guess he overextended himself and needed a little more cash. And so he needed to go to the family trust. And he says, I'm a little short on cash. I need just $10 million. And he says, 20 million max.
This is not your average family.
It is not.
Patrick Radden Keefe says multiple sources compared the Sacklers to the fictional family in HBO's Succession.
I take over, you two under me.
Under you. Can we think about it?
It's about the rise and fall of a dynasty, a family that was a family of immigrants early on, a century ago, and they wanted to make their mark and make their mark in New York. And they did end up having a huge impact, but I think ultimately a very tragic one.
More than 2,000 lawsuits have accused Purdue Pharma of aggressively marketing its opioid painkiller OxyContin and contributing to the opioid crisis. Keefe cites this 1997 email included in court filings in which a Purdue company executive tells then-member of the board, Richard Sackler, that they're well aware of the view held by many physicians that oxycodone, the ingredient in OxyContin, is weaker than morphine.
They knew this wasn't true. Oxycodone actually is stronger than morphine. But you see these internal emails where they say, God, this is weird. America's doctors seem to be under the mistaken impression that this new drug that we want to offer is weaker. Let's not do anything to make them realize that's not true.
The Purdue official writes it would be extremely dangerous at this early stage in the life of this product to make physicians think the drug is stronger or equal to morphine. Purdue representatives declined to comment for this story. Richard Sackler later said in a deposition that the email conversation was misinterpreted.
You described the family wanting to change the culture and essentially tell people that OxyContin, opioid drugs, are safe and not going to hurt them.
The Sacklers and their company, Purdue Pharma, set out to prove to the American medical establishment that their fears about the addictive properties of these drugs were overblown.
People close to the Sackler family point out that OxyContin's label always referred to the potential for addiction, and that the product, which is still on the market, has helped millions of people with chronic pain. In 2010, Purdue reformulated OxyContin to make it harder to abuse. Representatives of Sackler family members who served on Purdue's board in recent years say they acted ethically and lawfully. At a virtual congressional hearing in December, David and Kathy Sackler argued the family relied on Purdue management.
Let me conclude by saying this. What you have heard from the press about the Sacklers is almost certainly wrong and highly distorted.
I have to say, there is nothing that I can find that I would have done differently.
After nearly every state sued, Purdue filed for bankruptcy. A proposed settlement would put the company in a public trust, with all future profits going toward abatement of the opioid crisis. As part of the proposed deal, the Sacklers would pay more than $4 billion.
$4 billion is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. There's another way of looking at it, too, though, which is that it's not that much. They walk away with all the rest of the fortune that they've derived.
The Sackler family will likely object to much of what you write in this book.
I'm sure they will. Yeah, but part of what I wanted to do in the book
They will say it's inaccurate.
Yeah, they will. I think that, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of things you can buy if you're a billionaire. I think you can buy your own version of justice, but you cannot squander the truth, but you cannot stifle the truth.
A representative for the Mortimer Sackler branch of the Sackler family told us our focus is on concluding a resolution that will provide help to people and communities in need rather than on this book. And an attorney for the Raymond Sackler branch told us this author has refused to correct errors in his past reporting and also blatantly violated journalistic ethics by refusing to meet with representatives for the Sackler family during the reporting of his book. Patrick Radden Keefe says he never refused to meet with them. It is worth noting, guys, that to date, no Sackler family members have ever been charged with any crime related to OxyContin.
You talked about the settlement there, Kate. I mean, is there any legal exposure, future legal battles for the Sackler family, or is it case closed?
Well, so this is interesting, Savannah. So it's a proposed deal. It's not set yet. But under that deal, the Sacklers would be shielded from future lawsuits. But there's now a proposed bill in the U.S. House that would close a loophole in bankruptcy law preventing that from happening, preventing individuals like the Sacklers from getting that kind of release from future lawsuits. Savannah.
All right. Kate Snow, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.